Hi, this is the third help video for Access Chapter 6, the PrepareCaseA. And we're picking this up on step number 7. And on this one, we are learning about concatenation. And so we talked about this in class last week a little bit. But concatenation is where you glue really two things together. And most of the time you're concatenating text with something. And the concatenation symbol, or the symbol that joins something, is this and right here, the ampersand. And so in the criteria, you would, in the new field, you would create a new field that would join those elements together, and usually they're joined with some kind of a space or a comma in a space or whatever. So we have two fields that we're going to concatenate, and so we're going to go ahead and just start this. And let's see, we're going to do employee. And let's see if we have everything that we need. No, we need the position table. Okay. So create a query based on employees and position that will concatenate the employee's first and last names separated by a space and the employee's position type and position field. So really, I don't want anything down here. From here, I want to create a calculated field for that. And there's a couple different ways to do that. I'll do the first one using the build, and then I'll do the second one manually using the zoom. So on the expression builder, what's nice is we can start to look at information actually from a table. So all I'm doing over here, and all this prevents is me having to type it. I actually don't normally do this process using the expression builder, but so I'm going to do this first one where it's employee's first name and last name with a space. So I pulled up the employee table so I could see the employee information. But before I grab anything, I want to do the field name. So it's going to be called employee name, colon. And remember, everything we've said, a colon is that separator. Left of the colon is the name of the calculated field. To the right of the colon is the calculation. So we're going to select first name. I'm going to take this expression out. And we're going to concatenate it. So and, quote, space, quote, and then we're going to double click on last name. So from the table employee, we're grabbing first name, we're concatenating it with, and so here it's a quote, space, quote, and then we're joining it again with last name. So if I go here and I run it, I should get a field that has every employee's first and last name. Okay, so look, if I zoom here, that's what the builder did for me. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom and build this one. So this one is going to be it's going to be called job title. So I'm going to say job title, colon. So this is manually doing it. Square bracket, because I'm talking about a field, and so it's going to be position. You know what, I'm going to cancel this for a second. I did not do my, I want to be able to see all this. So right click, zoom, field name that we're creating, job title, colon, square bracket, and then let's see what we're doing. Position type. So we're going to type position type, square bracket, and separated by a space, so quote, space, quote, and the second one is position field. Position field. Must be position description. Oh no. Sorry, it's position. Over here. Position. Let's see if this works. So let's run it. And we did get it. So full-time and then their title. So let's go back and look at this a little clearer. So I pulled position type here. So that would have been full-time, part-time, and then the actual position name is in the employee table. Okay. So once again, and what students sometimes do is forget. So you have to take this and glue it to a space. You have to take your space and join it to this one. So you need those ampersands on either side. And then, of course, at the end, you wouldn't use it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this as QRY Concatenate. And just run it one more time. I don't think we're doing anything. Okay, so that's good. We're going to go ahead and close that. So we have step 7 done. And we're moving on to step number 8. So step number 8 has to do with the between operator, which is a super, super useful one. I use it all the time for date ranges. So in 8, we're using the between operator. So the between operator allows you to specify a range that's inclusive, meaning that whatever you put as a value there, it includes that. So if I say between 1 and 10, it would be 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10, including both 1 and 10. If I do between January 1st, 2021 and March 31st, 2021, it includes those dates that I'm using as a in the condition. So for this one, we're going to determine employees with salaries between $50,000 and $60,000. So it would include 50 and 60. So we're going to begin this query by a design, and we just want the table employee. That's all we need because we're just looking at employee information. So we're going to do first name, last name, and salary, right? So if we do this, we're going to get 17 and we get everybody, right? So now what I want to do is I want to put in a criteria here for salary. And I'm going to zoom so you can see. And I'm going to use between. So this is like saying greater than or equal to $50,000 and less than or equal to $60,000. It's just kind of doing that same thing between 50 and 60,000. That's all I need to do. Okay, now if I run it, look, I just get the 3 that fit in that criteria. Super nice. And then combining 2 things that we just did, if you wanted to vary what salary range, you could put these on. It's not a requirement for this, but let me show you what would be really cool. So if I did this, enter beginning or low end salary and enter high end of the salary. All right, and so I put 2 parameters. So now instead of 50 and I could say 40 and 90, all right, this time I get a different set. If I run it again, I go back to 50 and 60 and I get back to those 3. But every time I could run it and I would be able to change what this is. So do you see the power of using that parameter? And you in your, let me make sure I got 50 and 60. Yep, got it back. All right, let's save that. QRY between And we are done with that one. We don't have to do any sorting. Okay, cool. All right, last one, step number 9. Well, let's mark an 8 done. It's always nice to put that yellow on there. Okay, so step number 9 has us using the in function. So the in function is another way of doing multiple ORs. So for example, if I had a state and I wanted to do Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Indiana, I could do in, state in, OH, PA, WV, IN. Or I could do state, PA or OH or WV or IN, right? So I'd have to make each of those an OR. In an in, I can just put the list and it does that same thing. So we're going to look for employees that are either pro shop attendants or pro shop managers using that in function. So let's go ahead and create inquiry design, and all we want is the table employee because that's once again where all the data is. So let's do that. We want first name, last name, and position because we need position. That's what we're looking for, right? So if I run that, I'm getting everybody. But look, I want just pro shop attendant or pro shop manager. So let's go back, and in the position column, the criteria row, I'm going to zoom so we can all see what I'm typing, in parentheses, pro shop attendant, comma, pro shop manager. Wait, there's no hyphen there. Notice I put these in quotes because there's spaces in there. So I want access to know pro shop attendant is one choice. And then I separate the elements in my list with a comma. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to run it. And look, I just get those job titles. Once again, thinking ahead, if I wanted to vary that, I could make those parameters, right? Any place I put some criteria, I can substitute a parameter and make it a little more flexible. We're going to go ahead and save this. This is going to be QRYIN. And then we are done with part A of the prepare. So you can go ahead and submit this one. Thank you very much.